The green flag waves as we get set for our next final. It's Junior Rotax to see who will become our 2023 BNL Karting Series kickoff champion. Let's take you through the starting grid. On pole position will be Kasper Schormans, who took 2 wins yesterday and won the pre-final a little bit earlier on. One of his closest competitors, Mika van der Pavert, will be alongside on the front row. It's an all-Belgian row 2 with Matej Radenkovic and Boluet. Knut Kruren and Max Cuthbert will be on row number 3. Tino Sidler and Armand Hamilton round out row 4 with Casper Nissen and Ryan Bourguignon representing Denmark and France, completing the top 10. Olivier Jonkers and Marlon Di Salvo, row 6. Row 7, Timo Jungling and Boaz Maximov. Next up, it's Thomas Ingram Hill and Kieran Bartenstein with Sebastian Koch, Glenn Schwillens, Lucas Sells and Ruben Verheyen rounding out the top 20. Mads Larsen, Batuan Kulmas, Danny Shields, Jake Menton, Luca Coolen, Sinja Onbol, Kaz Tobin, Zane Quaker and Victor Galmiche rounding out the 29 strong grid. So the pre-final was 13 minutes plus a lap. Now we add it to 15 minutes plus a lap. And I've just spotted and also been informed that there are some small bits of raindrops occurring just out of the commentary box window. And the clouds are looking great up above us, up there in the skies. So the red lights are ignited on the starting gantry. 15 minutes set on the timer. So the drivers now being told to slow by our race director as they get primed and ready. 29 junior Rotax drivers getting ready and getting steady to go racing for one final time. Good to hear from Nicky Quicker and also Jensen Pritchard during Zane on, who starts 28th. Into the tram lines we go. The Rotax engines roar into life. Are we ready? Are we steady? The Junior Rotax final is underway. Good start by... Oh, we've already had one backwards and off into the grass and off onto the outskirts. That is Sebastian Koch. And we've got an absolute pile-up like the M25 on a Friday afternoon, going through turn 2, one of which is the 224, and it's one of the biggest casualties. It's Boluet. Boluet's out before even the end of the first lap, and in that was also the 202 of Mads Larsen. My goodness me, the dramas do keep on coming, and that was the biggest one. And you can just tell that it's not gone very, very well at all. And I think people are struggling. There are yellow flags off of turn 7. Kasper Schormans has lost the lead, and everyone's struggling for traction. Someone's backwards off of turn number 8, and that was Glenn Schwillens. Oh my goodness. This has definitely changed everything. And they're going to have to be very, very dainty on the throttles of these drivers. And let's not forget, they are on slicks. They're not on wet tyres. And they've got to be very, very mindful of spatial awareness right now, because with 13 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, this is going to be very, very treacherous. And these drivers will feel that a lifetime is passing them by. Everyone is struggling for traction. I'm seeing 3 wide going through turn 2, going through into turn 4 at some points. Drivers are using the curbs to manage the karts going around the circuit. Some drivers are going to the outside line, going through into turn 6. But it's Matej Radenkovic who is actually leading. Kasper Schürmanns is pretty much with him, going through into turn 8. And let me just inform you of this. Lap times we saw earlier on is now the lead has changed. Lead has changed between Schürmanns, who now takes it ahead of Radenkovic. The lap times are a 1 minute 23, which is basically the best part of several seconds off. Slippery surface flags are out. And that's off of Marshall post number 5 at turn 8. And we've got a 3-second time penalty going for the 266. So 3 casualties. Boluet out, Mads Larsen out, Timo Jungling also out as well. He was starting in 13th position. So the 3-second time penalty going to the 266 of Glenn Schwillens. That will probably be more than likely for 2 wheels outside of the tram lines. Pace is starting to increase somewhat as the drivers build a little bit of confidence in these conditions. But as soon as rain hits the tarmac here at Karting Genk, expect the unexpected. And now something else that is happening is Matej Radenkovic nearly had Krit Knoren up the inside to take second position away from the young Belgian. They're trying to really mitigate the traction and the slip on the rear wheels coming through out of turn number 9. Through turn 10. So that little rain shower has caused havoc. Quite literally. And for those wondering about Bram Ostavada, he's going to be in the next race in Senior Rotax for the final. Managed to get through to the A final through a consistent midfield performance against such caliber field, or such a caliber field that we've got here. As Krit Knoren staying ahead of Matej Radenkovic. Kasper Schürmanns now has a 2.1 second lead. Sebastian Koch, despite having gone backwards and onto the slight hill off of the left-hand side of the start-finish straight and the back bumper going in, he's put in the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 9.044. So 5 minutes down, 10 to go. A third of the way through the race. Kasper Schürmanns starts to extend his lead. It's now 2.5 seconds as opposed to 2.3 the last lap around. There's a little bit of action happening, and it's between Kasper Nissen. Max Cuthbert is in that mix. So will be, I'm just keeping an eye out, we've got the 227 of Thomas Ingram Hill. Mika van der Parvet also factoring in. Now van der Parvet actually started on the front row alongside Schürmanns. The race has gone not entirely to his liking. But Schürmanns is really, well, the evolution of the track has been significant over the past few laps, so now we're really getting up to full racing speed. Casper Schulmans has just put in a 1 minute 2.1. Ralph van der Pevert has got through on Max Cuthbert, so is Casper Nielsen. There is Lucas Sells also in the mix there. That's for 7th place. Van der Pevert looking up the inside of Casper Nielsen through turn number 6. Armand Hamilton and Thomas Ingram Hill not too far behind either. Well, it's Batuan Kulmas I've just spotted in the 261. Zane Quaker has made his way up from 28th, now up into 18th position, ahead of Boaz Maximov and Ryan Bourguignon, who complete the top 20. Casper Schulmans is just literally striding away into the distance. He did a 1 minute .253 the previous lap, and that previous lap was one of his best. And then Matej Radenkovic in 3rd takes the fastest lap. There's another change for position. That'll be Armand Hamilton in the 2:42, getting past Max Cuthbert, and that's a change for 8th place. Max Cuthbert really having to fight to stay where he is at the moment. He's got Batuan Kulmas just behind in the 261, just in front. He's also got, that is the 204 of Lucas Sells. Kilian Bartenstein becomes the latest driver to retire on lap number 6, I'm afraid. Quaker has now made up a total of 12 places, so hopefully a few people from Stafford are rejoicing right about now because he's that close to getting in the top 15. Meanwhile, this battle here for 2nd position, Matej Radenkovic and Krik Kroren has seen the pair swap positions once again. Six minutes and 20 seconds still to go on the timer, and Casper Schulmans is away and clear. It's going to be between Kroren and Radenkovic, latter in 3rd, and I think, Krik Kroren has just had a drama, I believe. Now, I'm just keeping an eye as to what the weather might be doing. Well, it might have just been an uncharacteristic mistake if he's got onto any curbing, which might have water. Sorry. Oh, thank you very much, Nikki. Zane is from Manchester. Sorry, my apologies there. I try and keep an update on who's from where. But Nikki, you're going to be pleased about this one. Zane's in the top 15. He's just gone 15th, got past Boaz Maximov, amongst others, and there's a handful of drivers that have made his way up. Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you, Nikki. At least I now know how you're related to Zane. So, yep, your mum's cheering you on, Zane. Go get him. So, Zane Quaker up to 15th. Can he make it towards the top 10? He's got 5 minutes to do so. Plus an additional lap. Anything's possible in racing, and if the weather decides to shift again, who knows? But Casper Schulmans now is starting to lose his lead. We've got another driver set to retire. That is Sinja Ornball in 25th. And, right, we've got someone getting brave enough into the 56s. And it's not by much, it's not by a little, it's by a lot. Well, Mika van der Pavert has just put in the fastest lap of the race. The driver currently sitting in 5th position. Now a 56.694. So Batuan Kulmas has just made a bit of a mistake as well, has lost 4 positions. And several drivers on the same pace. A lot of drivers in the 57s. I spot Schulmans, Radenkovic, Hamilton, Sells, Cuthbert, Nissen, Jonkers, Verheyen. Quaker in 15th has just put in a 57.5 on his last lap. The Schulmans lead is starting to slightly dissipate. But Is he going to be able to control it? I know for a fact that he is very, very capable of doing so. He's just got to keep it on the black stuff, not put a foot wrong, not make a mistake. So now down to 24 drivers as we're on to lap number 11 of the race. Schommens' lead now, 4.3 seconds. Mika van der Pavert on a second successive fastest lap. It was a 56.694. He's now bettered that by nearly 7/100ths of a second. 56.625. Schommens now responding to Radenkovic. Radenkovic took another chunk out of Schommens on that last particular lap. Probably the best part of nearly 3.5 of a second. Lead now down to 4 seconds. 2 minutes and 45, plus an additional lap still remaining. And what's more, there are more changes up and down the order. Victor Galmiche down in 17th has lost out 4 places. Now into 13th, Batuan Kumas, Zane Quaker and Boaz Maximov now rounding out the top 15. So from the back of the grid to halfway up it, Zane Quaker is clearly on the move, and he's 3/10 away from Batuan Kumas in 13th position. And there they are. So Zane has lost a position to Boaz Maximov, goes back down to 15th, but is still in the hunt for at least. To be halfway up the grid at this point, amidst such a class field, is a great feat in its own right. First time driving here at the circuit, having raced predominantly in the UK, and Zane Quaker is here not just to make up the numbers. And right. I have a bone to pick with Kasper Schommens. Thank you very much indeed to our series organiser, Esme Rosman, that if he wins, he's buying me, Esme, Lucas Wunderlich a sushi dinner tonight. I'm sure, Esme, that his mum is going to have kittens when she hears that one, Esme. But with 1:05 to go, there is still quite a lot of action that could still transpire. Never say never. Mika van der Pavert has put in a blistering fastest lap of the race, 56.258. Van der Pavert is not going to be anywhere near the podium, I'm afraid. He's going to be 4th, but he is definitely making sure it counts right now. This could be a precursor to the season ahead for the youngster from the Netherlands. 35 seconds still to go. And Zane Quaker is ahead of Batuan Kumas, so the battle for 15th continues. Zane's been doing a great job. It's not been an easy weekend. It's been a quick, steep learning curve from the youngster from Manchester. But still to come to one of the best circuits in continental Europe and world-renowned in its own right, as the two in front of Zane Quaker are starting to battle. Boaz Maximov and Ruben Verheyen are trying to interlock with each other. Try as they can avoid it, but there's going to be a move here. Armand Hamilton through on Tino Sidler for 5th position. But the timer has expired. We are now on the 15th and penultimate lap. Kasper Schommens makes his way through into turn number 10 for the penultimate time. He started his preparations early with the Rotax Max Challenge Asia Festival victory in Langkawi, a previous host of the Grand Finals over years past. The final lap board has now been seen by the 240, 13 years of age, based out of Born in the Netherlands. Now through turn 4, now 5. I was wondering if he was going to get the clean sweep yesterday, but he didn't. However, he's made it count where it's mattered the most. Down the Europalan for the 16th and final time. Whilst everyone lost their heads, one kept his. Good to see, Nicky, that you're shouting at the TV. I don't blame you. but 3 corners to go. Make that 2. Now 1. It's been a dominant display on finals day because your BNL Karting Series kickoff 2023 Junior Rotax champion, it's Kasper Schurmans. Matej Radenkovic takes the runner-up position, and in third it's going to be, well, who is it going to be? I'm waiting for the person to come across the line. It is Krik Noren. Mika van der Pavet with the fastest lap of the race. He was that close to getting into the 55s, 56.009. And what's more, it was on the final lap of the race. So Armand Hamilton takes 5th, Tino Sidler, Lucas Sells, Max Cuthbert, Olivier Jonkers and Thomas Ingram Hill rounding out the top 10. Kasper Nissen, Ruben Verheyen, Boaz Maximoff, Batuan Kumas, and stand up Manchester and applaud Zane Quaker. He's just gone 15th in that race. Well done to Zane, rounding out the top 15. Marlon Di Salvo, Sebastian Koch, Victor Galmiche, Jake Menton, Glenn Schwillens, Danny Shields, Kaz Tobin, and Luca Coulon rounding out the 23 that finished. 2 laps to go. Ryan Bourguignon out of the race. Signet on ball on lap 8. Kidden Barnstein lap 5. On a lap 1, we lost Boulouette, Mads Larsen, and Timo Jungling. And Kasper, you owe some people a sushi dinner tonight. Thank you.